Hello and happy Sunday. Welcome to like a life and garden update. I'm combining the two of them because I couldn't do a garden update in the past couple days because of tremendous rain. Look at this. It's crazy. It's unheard of that we get that kind of rain in February because it's supposed to be like this: sunny, dry, breezy, or windy. But that rain, great for the garden. I wasn't totally prepared for it, so I did have a little bit of water coming in some windows, and had some of the leaves backed up in the cunetas, alongside of the yard where the water is supposed to flow. So I'm going to combine like a little life update and the garden update. Hope you enjoy. This is the cutest thing that Feather does. Drags her toy down the stairs. This is why we can't have nice things. But she's cute, so she gets away with it. So you hear the truck for raspador. No, I forget what it is. The sweet beverage that I had one time. So this brings me to an update on the loud bakery truck that was coming through the neighborhood anywhere between 8:30 and 10:30 at night. And I made a video a while ago saying how I was going to go to the municipal office and check to see if there were like time that a business can operate or like a noise ordinance. So there are noise ordinances. The business, he can go around and sell. Apparently it doesn't matter what time it is, but in El Valle we have noise ordinances, and the women at the municipal office, they filled out some paper. I think it's called a denuncia. And anyway, things were like kind of slow. Like I'd follow up with them, and then they said that they were going to let the police know. Then I went back and they said that I should just call the police when I hear the truck. So I started doing that. And then I went to the police station and asked them, because I saw the cops pull over the truck, talk to him for a little bit, and then the truck continued on with the siren and the music, and then came back like the next 2 nights in a row. So I went to the, police department. Didn't really get a clear answer because, again, I have like the language barrier. And then I posted on Facebook, like, any advice? How would I get this resolved? And undoubtedly, when you post something about, noise or, anything that's, if you're a foreigner and you post something that's like to the negative, seen as to the negative, you'll get a lot of comments like, go back to your country, or go live in a gated community if you don't want noise. This is Panama. This is the way it is. And so forth. So if you are one of those people who are about to start typing, you're in a Latin country. If you don't like it, go back, home. I would ask you, what if I was Panamanian and the truck driver was a gringo making noise at 10 o'clock at night with a siren and the loud music selling stuff? Would that make it different? Would that make your opinion different? Because I have a feeling it would. And when I posted this on Facebook about, how to kind of get this situation resolved, there were several Panamanians who said, yeah, I'm Panamanian. I would complain about this. Like, there are ordinances and, rules and laws of society for a reason, right? So that people can enjoy living somewhere, enjoy a certain amount of peace. And that, like in El Valle, they need special permits if you're going to have like a concert or, some kind of big, loud event. You need a special permit for that. I doubt this guy has a permit for every night of the week. So I just find it kind of curious how that is the first kind of go-to response that someone has if, God forbid, you say, gee, there's a noise ordinance and this guy isn't following it and it wakes me up like 3 to 5 nights a week and sleep is really important to me and I would love for these ordinances to be enforced. So let me know what your thoughts are. I know the thoughts of the people who either don't like foreigners living here, because on a different video that I did, and then in the Facebook group that I posted, it's kind of clear that I think some people would prefer that maybe just people from the States wouldn't be here, or maybe just me. I don't know. But let me know your thoughts on that. I'm going to start over here with the sweet almond because look what happened when I watered and gave it some fertilizer. So I'm super excited. This smells like, it reminds me of sweet alyssum, and it's a small flower, but it is potent. I love it. I'm hoping it gets bigger. It's supposed to be getting larger. It's so crazy that we've had that rain. And now we have wind. I just wanted to wipe off the lenses. I can't wait for the ylang ylang to grow some flowers, but it's certainly looking very healthy. So is this palm that's growing. And there's actually been some growth on the Hoya plant that I planted in this little spot here. You can see there's some new growth, which is encouraging. And definitely a slow grower, but that's okay. I have patience, kind of. I transplanted this Confederate rose into a bigger pot, and now it's doing great. So pretty soon I'll be able to put that in the ground. This I also put in a bigger pot. This is a fruit that I can't remember the name of. Oh no, it's not. It's night blooming jasmine. And it was not doing great in a small pot, so I put that in a bigger pot, and now it's looking much better. The gardenia has some blossoms. There's one today. There was one here the other day. The agoutis are definitely getting more used to me. They come out and they kind of run right up into this area and look toward the house. And I throw banana out there and pineapple, and I have given them some bread. They like carbs just like I do. Since I've been watering, the papaya is actually looking a lot healthier. And of course, everything seems to spring back to life when there's rain. I love these pink bananas. The birds and the agouti like to eat them. And I've heard mixed things, that people say they eat them and some people say they're just ornamental. So if you know, let me know. Oh, wow. This poor plant. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you remember how many times I've come over to this poor plant and thought, you know, it's dead, it's not going to come back. And here it is, trying again. I hope this time it succeeds. Still little creatures eating this. Could be lizards or iguanas. Probably lizards, because an iguana up here wouldn't hold up. But there were 2 iguanas that would eat over the hibiscus. Maybe they've moved in a different direction. And I learned that these leaves are what they wrapped tamales in. Very, very fragrant. My gardener went out and got a culm that was in the lot next door, and we've put it in 3 different spots in my yard. 2 spots it seems to be doing pretty well, and in 1 spot it's not doing that great. But this is all looking really good. The Persian shield is loving this spot. I think I'm gonna have to trim it back in the other area where it is. I'll show you where that is, because it's getting a little straggly. Speaking of straggly, the Dombea, I did a big, chop, getting it all cut back, but this thing I think is going to be a little while before it actually looks like something. And I don't know when that's going to be, because I probably have to do an aggressive pruning, and I just don't think I have the courage to do it yet. I think after these hibiscus drop these blossoms, I might do a severe pruning and just cut them way back, because it does seem like they just get very long and leggy, and I think I'd prefer them to be a little shorter. The little mandarin tree. Wow, this really has taken off in the past couple months, definitely. That's all beautiful new growth. And the guanabana tree, it's taller than I am now, so that's definitely had a big growth spurt. This area is starting to grow in to shield the compost bin that is not composting yet, because I have to go get some manure. That's a coconut palm, slow growing. I'll probably be dead and gone by the time it matures. Oh, the chocolatas are back. I planted a bunch of seeds. I have no idea what they are, but they're growing. Oh, and I'll show you the other ones too, because I think it's a pumpkin. I believe this is either pumpkin or yellow squash. So we'll see when it starts to flower and bear fruit. Wow. That is an official tree. Here's another pink banana coming into bloom. Got these peace lilies. This is more like summer with the wind. The hammock patio. These are such cool flowers on the Buddha's belly. And I really like the texture of the stems. And these are supposed to get pretty tall. I hear a toucan in the distance. And lo and behold, there are blossoms on the Meyer lemon tree. That makes me very happy. There's like, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think there's like 4 branches that now have little blossoms on them. I also did fertilize this with some citrus fertilizer. But there is a creature that's eating the plants at the base of the tree. And my gardener thinks that it might be a rabbit. I've never seen a rabbit here. He doesn't think it's the agoutis. I've never seen them eat this. And he doesn't think that it's the hormigos, the ants. But it might be rabbits, so I might try and spray them with the peppermint. I have like a very strong peppermint oil with a little bit of soap. And I can try and spray them just to deter them. Here's a vine that I planted from my friend Kelly. And this is the vine that I forget the name of, but it's gonna grow like a really pretty drop purple clump of flower. Oh, it's nice to see the sun today. A couple of birds in the tree. Hummingbird. Very nice and healthy over here. The other peace lilies. Everything is looking really good. This is the Persian shield that I think I have to prune back a little more on that interior area. And there it is, February 2025 garden tour. the big news is I finally got reimbursed from MAPFRE for the car accident. So the car accident was October of 2023, and in February of 2025, I got reimbursed. I will say partially reimbursed because they paid me $1,000 less than what I paid. And I did a different video on that if you want to listen to the whole ridiculous saga. But I'm just happy to have the money in my account. So what ended up happening, like in that first video that I talk about like all the stall tactics that they were doing, and they continued like till the very end. I had to sign a document. First, it was said that I could sign it electronically. Then a week went by and they said, no, we have to have it physically signed. Like after a week, right? So that's kind of another stall. So then I printed it out and it had my digital signature on there and I signed my name above it. Like when you have a document that has your name typed below where you sign your name. Sent that via Uno Express. It gets delivered to their office. And then all of a sudden there's like 4 or 5 days where they claim they don't have it. They claim that they need a physical signature and not just the digital signature. And I'm writing back saying it got delivered to your office. And then an assistant went to the office to confirm, took a picture of the document and sent it to me, and they are still denying that they have it. And I'm like going nuts. Like, this is crazy making. So I copied my attorney on it and I sent an email to Liz, the woman who was the main contact at MAPFRE. And I just said, can you just explain to my attorney how this is legal, that you have my signed document that you've asked for, and you are still not transferring the money, which isn't even all of the money that you owe me, because you're denying taking the other receipts into account. And then she responded kind of quickly, and my attorney, asked her for an explanation and said, just please transfer the funds. And the next day, they were transferred into my account. So I think this is one of those examples of how it is important to have an attorney. I was never a person that had the need for a lawyer, back in the States. I mean, other than when I went through a divorce, I don't think I really needed a lawyer for anything. But here in Panama, it's actually pretty common that you do have an attorney. Like, you need an attorney for real estate transactions. You don't have to have a real estate broker, but you do have to have a real estate attorney. And you do need an attorney for immigration. And I have friends who've used attorneys when they have given money to vendors and the vendors haven't followed through on a contract and, done the work or bought the materials. So they need an attorney for that. And it just seems like there's more of a relationship with having an attorney in Panama than there might be in the US, for example. So I'm so relieved. I have the money in my account. I think my relief is outweighing the fact that it's $1,000 less than what I was really owed. But like I said before, I would have been paying more for insurance in the US. I just have to chalk it up to, just the way things are. There's more positives than negatives. And that's just the way it is. but I'm very happy that it finally got resolved. But the thing that hasn't been resolved yet is the certificate of occupancy on my casita. So that goes back almost 3 years, I guess, because I think I bought the property in 2022. And the engineer was filing for a zoning change because where my house is was zoned differently so that we could get a certificate of occupancy based on the residential zoning that would allow for the setback that my casita has. And that's been months and I haven't heard anything. Every once in a while I check in with the engineer and he just says, oh, we're waiting on this or we're waiting on that. At some point I might just try and get someone on the down low to put an electric meter in, the Naturgy meter, and connect it. Oh, and then I can get Naturgy to connect it, because right now it's just metered on the main house, on my house, which isn't horrible by any means, but it would be nice to kind of just have that completed so that that's just finished and the electrical boxes can be closed, because they do get some damage from the rain by being exposed. I think it was last year I had to replace one of the main breakers because it got rain from being exposed. I guess that's it. Those are the updates. And I have family coming into town, so that's pretty exciting. They're going to be spending time in the city. They're going to tour the Panama Canal. Maybe they'll go to the Canal Museum, because I found that to be fascinating. Thank you guys for watching that video and your thoughtful and respectful comments. Still an ongoing issue. I'm trying to detach from the news a little bit. It was really affecting my mental health, and so I'm just trying to restrain myself from following it obsessively, because that's just not healthy. I hope you are finding ways to disconnect from the news cycle if it is something that's bothering you. And I'm not even living in the United States, and I feel the impact. So let me know what you're doing to manage any anxiety, stress, worry, and fear that you're dealing with. How are you managing to disconnect from the news and social media while still staying informed and feeling like you have a voice in making changes? What I'm doing is spending more time in the garden and giving the agoutis a lot more fruit and a lot more carbs. Self-care is absolutely vital right now. So please be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, and take care of yourself. I'll see you next week.